A long black snake crawled out of the thick bushes. Its body was shiny, its eyes were cold and watchful. It moved slowly across the red sand, stopped, and lifted its head. The snake looked around as if it was checking if anyone was watching. Suddenly, the snake began to shake. Its body twisted in pain. The ground trembled slightly. In a blink, the long body began to change. Scales disappeared, legs formed, arms stretched out, hair grew long and dark. Where the snake stood a few seconds ago, an 18-year-old secondary school girl now stood quietly. Her name was Amara. She wore a faded school uniform. Her shirt was neatly tucked in, though it looked old. Her skirt had been stitched many times. She bent down and picked up a worn-out school bag lying beside the bush, as if it had always been there. Amara adjusted the bag on her back. Without looking back, she began to walk. She walked quietly down the lonely village road. Her slippers made soft sounds on the sand. Nobody greeted her. Nobody noticed her. It was as if she did not exist. She turned into a narrow bush path, one that led straight to the secondary school at the outskirt of Okuru village. Tall trees covered the path. Sunlight struggled to touch the ground. Amara walked fast but calmly. Her face showed no fear, no joy, no anger, just silence. Soon the sound of voices reached her ears. Students were already gathered at the assembly ground. The bell had rung. Morning devotion had started. Amara stepped into the school compound. Immediately, a loud voice stopped her. "Hey, you!" A female teacher turned sharply. She was holding a long cane. Her face was red with anger. "Is this the time you should be resuming school?" the teacher shouted. All eyes turned to Amara. Students began to whisper, "That strange girl again. She's always late. Does she even talk?" The teacher pointed the cane at the ground. "Kneel down there." Amara did not argue. She dropped her bag gently and knelt down on the dusty ground without saying a single word. The teacher became more angry. "Do you think silence will save you?" she yelled, pointing the cane closer to Amara's face. "Every day you come late. Every day. Do you think you are special?" Amara said nothing. Her eyes stayed on the ground. The teacher walked around her like a hungry lion. "Carry that block," the teacher suddenly shouted, pointing at a heavy block near a classroom. Amara stood up slowly. She walked to the block, bent down, and lifted it with ease. She returned and knelt again. "Raise it above your head," the teacher commanded. Amara obeyed. As soon as she raised the block, students burst into laughter. Some laughed loudly, some pointed fingers, some mocked her quietly. See her head. Always acting like a ghost. Is she not normal? The laughter grew louder. At that moment, something strange happened. Amara's head began to change, very slightly. Her neck stretched. Her skin shimmered for a second. Her eyes became narrow and cold. For a brief moment, the shape of a snake appeared on her head. But nobody noticed. Everyone was too busy laughing. In a blink, Amara returned to normal. Human again. She held the block steadily, even though her arms began to shake. She did not cry. She did not beg. She finished the punishment. The teacher hissed angrily and walked away. "Go to your class," she snapped. Amara picked up her bag and walked quietly to her classroom a few minutes after other students had entered. As she stepped in, laughter followed her again. Some students covered their mouths to laugh, others whispered loudly on purpose. Why is she always late? Does she even have parents? She never talks. Maybe she is mad. Amara walked to her seat at the back of the class. She sat down. She did not respond to anyone. For 5 years, Amara had been in that school. 5 long years. Nobody truly knew her. When she first came to the school to register in JSS 1, she came alone. No father, no mother, no guardian. The staff were surprised. "Where is your parent?" they asked. "I came from a neighboring village," Amara replied softly. "Why didn't anyone follow you?" She looked down and said, "I am an orphan. I live with my aged grandmother." That was all she said. No one questioned her further. Since that day, Amara had never spoken more than necessary. She never played with other students. She never shared food. She never laughed. She came to school alone. She left alone, always through the bush path. Teachers complained about her silence. Students feared her quietness. Some said she was cursed. Others said she was possessed. But nobody knew the truth. In class, Amara listened carefully. Her eyes followed the teacher. She wrote everything neatly in her notebook. She was very intelligent. But she never raised her hand, never asked questions, never answered when called, unless forced. During break time, students gathered in groups. Some bought snacks, some gossiped, some played. Amara stayed in class. She brought no food. She drank water from her bottle slowly and stared through the window at the bush far away. Her eyes always returned to the trees, as if they were calling her. A boy once tried to talk to her. "Hi, Amara, right?" he asked nervously. She looked at him. Her eyes were so cold that the boy stepped back. I was just asking," he stammered and ran away. From that day, nobody tried again. When the closing bell rang, students rushed out happily. Amara packed her books calmly. She walked out of the school compound alone. As usual, she turned into the bush path. The trees welcomed her with silence. As she walked deeper into the bush, her steps slowed. Her breathing changed. Her eyes glowed faintly. The afternoon sun was slowly going down. Shadows became longer on the dusty paths of Okuru village. Students had all gone home. The school compound was now quiet, with only the sound of dry leaves moving in the wind. Amara walked, just like every other day. Her school bag rested firmly on her back. Her steps were calm, steady, and silent. She did not greet anyone. She did not look back. Her eyes stayed focused on the narrow bush path ahead of her. But unknown to her, someone else had entered that same bush path. His name was Toby. Toby hid behind a tall mango tree near the school fence and watched Amara closely. His heart was beating fast, not because he was tired, but because he was nervous. Toby had liked Amara for a very long time. Since JSS 3, he had noticed her. She was not the most beautiful girl in class, but there was something strange and deep about her. She spoke very little. She never laughed with other girls. She never argued or insulted anyone. Even when people mocked her, she stayed calm. That calmness scared people, but to Toby it was beautiful. Many times he had watched her from afar. He watched the way she wrote her notes carefully. He watched how she always sat alone during break. He watched how she disappeared into the bush path after school while other students walked together on the main road. He wanted to talk to her, but fear always stopped him. Students said she was cursed. Some said she was not human. Others said she practiced witchcraft. Toby did not believe them. Still, he was curious. That day, something pushed him. He told himself, "I will only follow her. I will not disturb her. I just want to know where she lives." So when Amara stepped into the bush path, Toby followed her quietly. He moved slowly, stepping only when she stepped. He hid behind trees and thick bushes. He made sure the dry leaves did not crack under his feet. The bush path was long and narrow. Tall trees blocked the sun. The air inside the bush felt heavy and cold. Strange sounds came from different directions. Toby swallowed hard, but he continued. Amara walked deeper and deeper into the bush. Suddenly she stopped. Toby froze immediately. His heart jumped. He quickly bent down and hid inside a thick bush. Leaves covered his face. Ants crawled on his hand, but he did not move. Amara slowly turned around. Her eyes moved slowly from left to right. She was checking. She was listening. Toby held his breath. His chest felt like it would burst. "Please don't see me. Please don't see me," he prayed silently.